So today I want to talk about the validity of teacher's assignment. That is about a test that I created. I'm using a structures and functions of living organisms assessment for my fifth grade class. Science is a huge part of a fifth grade curriculum. It's the first year that we have a science EOG, and so we take it pretty seriously, and there's many different modules that we have to go through, so we test for every module. This just happens to be one of the modules. So I'm going to tell you about that. Number one, did the test cover the content it was supposed to cover? The test was standard driven. We looked up the North Carolina standards for structures and functions of living organisms and explicitly created those questions to go right along with the necessary content that was stated in Common Core standards that the students need to know. It's 25 questions long, so it covers all of the different areas that needed to be covered that were addressed in the standard. Number two, did the test require students to use the processes and behaviors that were specified in the learning target? Yes, the test asks students to be able to explain on some questions. There are open-ended questions where they can respond themselves and really get deeper into their understanding. And it also asks them to compare the different body systems, and it also asks them to show their understanding in a different way. So we have a multitude of questions on this test that cover all of those different processes and behaviors. Number three, were the results of the test consistent with other sources of information? So throughout the human body unit, we start out with cells and then go through all the different systems, and we do each of them for about a week. At the end of each one, we have like a mini quiz on that specific information topic for the week. So along with assignments, classwork assignments, and homework that go along with that, from after I scored this test for my students, it was very similar. The results were very similar as to what I had seen on the work leading up to before that, like such as their quizzes and their classwork. Cells is a really difficult concept for them to grasp, and they struggled on this cells as well when they were doing like quizzes and classwork. And I saw the same results on the results of their assessment. Number four, was the test fair to students from a diverse ethnic and cultural background? I think the test provided all students with a chance to show their ability. All the students received the same amount of preparation for the test, and they were there for all of it. And there are different ways to show your understanding, and accommodations were also given for students who required those. But yeah, I believe it was fair for all students. Number five, could the test have been shorter and been as effective? So like I said, it was 25 questions. 21 of those were multiple choice questions, and then the last 4 were open-ended responses. I think this test was a good length for fifth grade students. It didn't take them too long, but it wasn't too short to where they were finished really quickly. The test covers all of the necessary information, and it covers it in more than one way. So it asks, about the respiratory system in more than one question. So I think it probably could have been shorter, but I don't think it would have been as effective because we wouldn't have gotten to experience those questions in different scenarios. Number 6, how could the test be revised in order to increase validity? I think the main thing that I'm going to edit about this test for next year is more questions on cells, because it's a whole separate standard for them, and it's a concept that they really struggle with. They seem to understand like the body systems and how they work together, but cells is more difficult for them. And so since it requires different objectives, I would like to add different things to this to make it more valid for that specific standard, since that's the one that for the past 2 years I've seen them really struggle with. So thank you for watching my video, and have a great week.